My name is Hannah, and I am a 5th grade student at DMS. Today I'm interviewing Claire Bloom, the founder and volunteer director of N60 Hours of Hunger. N60 Hours of Hunger is an organization whose mission is to end childhood hunger in America, one school at a time. Good morning, Claire.
Good morning, Hannah.
Claire, how did you come up with the idea for N60 Hours of Hunger?
Well, I actually found out totally by accident that there were hungry children in my own community. And once I knew that, I couldn't ignore it. I couldn't not do anything about it. So I decided that I would make sure that those children had food.
Where did the name N60 Hours of Hunger come from?
My husband and I were talking about the problem, and we realized that these children were hungry from the time they had free lunch in school on Friday until the time they had free breakfast in school on Monday, and that equated to 68 hours. So we decided to call it End 68 Hours of Hunger, which is what we're trying to do.
Earlier I said that your mission is to end childhood hunger in America, one school at a time. That seems like an incredibly big job. How are you going to do that?
Well, we actually need 4 things in place to be able to end childhood hunger in a community. The first is we need 2 volunteers from the community who are prepared to step up and be responsible for operating the program on a day-to-day basis. The second is we need a space where we can store the food and pack bags of food to take to the schools. The third is to have school support, that the school personnel will take responsibility for seeing to it that the children are identified and that they get the bags of food that we prepare. And fourth, we need funding and food. When we put all those things together, we actually wind up with being able to have volunteers pack food into bags, deliver it to the schools, and the schools deliver it to the children.
Can you show us some of your operation?
So this is one of our operations in Dover. We're feeding 100 children every weekend out of this facility.
Oh, cool.
So this is the building where we run the Dover program. We could not find a permanent space for the Dover program, so we wound up deciding to build our own building. We were very lucky. We got a free architect, a free builder, free volunteer labor. We got free land. We got the foundation was poured for free. We got a very big discount on the materials and a discount on the electrical work. So the building that should have cost us $40,000 only cost us $25,000. So we were very lucky. So we put up on the wall the list of the people who donated to the program. We have the signatures of all those who were the labor. We have the list of all the folks who were participating in the building, but most importantly in the middle, this is a photograph of Christina Skids. Christina was one of our very first backpacking team leaders, and sadly she died in September of 2012. And so we decided to dedicate this building to her, and so her picture is up there and will be there forever.
That's cool.
So this is an example of the kinds of food that we put in the bags that we deliver to the children each week. We try to vary it so that they don't have the same food every week. So we alternate, for example, peanut butter one week and jelly another week. We alternate macaroni and cheese and ramen noodles, and we alternate cereal and Pop-Tarts. So each week they get a variety of foods, including one of those items. And then they also get a can of pasta each week. They get a can of soup or a can of beans each week. They get a can of fruit each week. And then they also get some snacks. They might be fruit snacks, they might be peanut butter crackers, and always a can of meat. Every week they get a can of either tuna or chicken. They get 2 granola bars, and this together adds up to about 7,000 calories that we send home each week at a cost to us of about $10 per week per child.
I'm Chris Lines, one of the coordinators for the N68 Hours of Hunger program in Kittery, Maine.
And I'm Polly Rhines, and I'm one of the coordinators for the N68 Hours of Hunger program in Kittery as well.
So tell us a little bit about what it is that engaged you into the program to start off with and keeps you engaged. And let's start with Polly.
Well, for me, I heard the executive director, Claire Bloom, speak at a Rotary Club meeting about children who don't get adequate food for the weekends, that were going hungry. And it touched my heart, and I said, I wonder if we have that program in Kittery. So I contacted the health coordinator in Kittery and found out, in fact, there were somewhere between 60 and 70 kids that weren't getting adequate food on the weekends and were coming to school hungry on Monday mornings. So from there, it kind of snowballed. We met with the clergy group in Kittery Elliott, which is where I met Chris, and Claire had come to speak to that group as well. And we got community support, and now we have over 90 students that we're packing for weekly here in Kittery. So and we have lots of community involvement, which is wonderful.
Chris, how about for you? What is it that engaged you?
I taught for 32 years in Pennsylvania, in Connecticut, and in New Hampshire. And I knew there were children who didn't like weekends and they didn't like vacations because they didn't have enough to eat at those times. It showed up because they were so tired in school and they couldn't learn as easily. They just couldn't focus. And so when I heard about the program from Claire, I was just so excited to be able to help children. I retired 10 years ago, and so to be able to help children keep learning was a big thing for me.
All right, my name is Helen Govier, and I'm one of the coordinators here in Somersworth. This year, this is November, and we've hit 102 children per week that I'm feeding.
And what got you involved with the program? Why did you help out?
Claire Bloom, God love her, I was a member of the Women's Club in Dover, and she came as one of our speakers.
Okay.
And she said, this is what I do, and we said, we talked about it, said, yeah, we'd like to help. And she said, oh, good, because I need you to come tomorrow because I need to help at to unload the food for us.
Right.
And that's how it started. We started with that, and then I came over. I still packed here as a Dover Women's member,
Yep.
but then I took on as a coordinator.
Right.
I'm Becky Pasden. Currently I'm the 8th grade counselor at the Dover Middle School. I also have the pleasure of being the coordinator for the End 68 Hours of Hunger program here at our building for students 5 through 8. I heard about the program. Our principal brought it to an administrative meeting and said that they had become aware of this program, having been in our elementary schools in the district. So I looked into it, did a little research to see what it was, and instantly knew this was exactly the right thing for many of our kids here at school. So I contacted Claire. We set it up for our kids to participate, and our kids have been benefited from this for about 2 years now. I knew instantly that the need would be there. We all know that the need has increased over the years, quite a few years now. That hasn't gone away for many families. We have lots of families who are unemployed, lots of families with medical crises, chronic illnesses in the home, parents who are unavailable at times due to some of their own issues, and the kids keep growing and the kids need to eat. So when I've called the families to ask them if they are interested in participating, I got instant, yes, please, thank you so much, which, over time, that's changed. It's really indicative of the need in the community. At times people were questioning why we called them or why we thought they needed the support and assistance, but hands down, everybody was so grateful and instantly asked to be a part of the program. It's a fantastic program. I always say I'm the lucky one because I get to hand the bags out to the kids. We keep this confidential in our building. Kids slide into a room, I'm there, they take their bag and go, and I get to see the happy faces and all of that. But I can tell you, I am beyond impressed with the volunteer organization that keeps this program together. And they're the ones that go out at night and pack the bags and do all the work, and I'm the one that gets to do the fun stuff. So it's a fantastic program, and the need is constantly there. We have about 37 children in our building now that are on the program.
Tell me again about the food, where the food comes from.
The food comes from, we use the local grocery stores because we try to keep our business in town to support our local people. We buy on sale. We have some really awesome managers in the stores that will order for us, and we can have it within a week, or some of them get it to us in 3 days.
Excellent.
They will do just us. They come out with all of my, I bought 2,200 and something odd items. We call them items, we don't call them canned goods, this week. The managers, I was over at Demoulas this week, Market Basket, and the Demoulas managers, I had 3 of them, come out and bring the food out and help pack our cars. I have to have on hand, I buy for 1 month, okay? But my month, I buy by cases so that I have enough left over to roll over in case with an increase in food. Sometimes my schools tell me I need 10 to 20 more kids to feed.
Wow.
And because I have that rollover,
Yeah.
I can do that without having to go back out and shop again.
Right.
I mean, I could be, okay, here's food.
We should cut these open.
Now we can do a whole jar of peanut butter.
Well, I think for me, I have a child of my own, and we seem to have plenty for him to eat, and we don't really think about the people that go without. So just knowing that we're making a difference, and letting a child go home with food for the weekend, so he doesn't have a empty belly, means a lot to me.
Really just the kids, knowing that we're able to do anything we can to help them out. That's it.
For me, it was an eye-opener. I had never really given much thought to children not eating on the weekends. So when Claire came to our bank for the first time and told us about the charity, I couldn't not help. How can I not help feed children, especially knowing that they're not eating over the weekends?
I work for Kohl's Department Stores in Rochester, New Hampshire. I found out about the program through my mother. She let me know about it because we go to St. John's Church, where they're very active in the program. And once I heard about it, I tried to get the Kohl's team active in it, because if we have 5 volunteers that come and help pack, then Kohl's will donate $500 to the organization.
Was in a lot of community service-based things in high school, so when I found out that Kohl's does a lot of these community service projects, I figured, okay, I don't see what's it gonna hurt if you gas miles, but that's about it. So I figured, why not come over and give kids food that wouldn't have food otherwise.
Hi, I'm Jeannie Wigan. I'm a Kohl's employee. This is my 2nd year of doing this, and it's just such a gratifying job to do. We enjoy it. We have a lot of fun here, and it's just nice to know that somebody's going to benefit from what we're doing.
Yeah.
I do it personally because my 2 kids go to school in the schools that these bags are being packed for. So, these are kids that are in the same classes with them, and I like to get them involved as well because I want them to see the good that can be done for your fellow classmates.
How many people do you have from Kohl's here tonight?
Tonight we have 7 people here.
7 people.
We're just the Kohl's team working together. All
Yeah.
right. We're Kohl's team!
Nice.
I was in the Rotary Club with Polly when Claire first came down and talked to us, and we found out as citizen fact that we did have a problem in town. And I was there when we had the all-community meeting in which the teachers came and the counselors and told us exactly how much of a problem and their struggle to be able to do something with it. And once Polly and Chris had gotten together, it was suggested to them by another one of our Rotarians, who was a banker, that they should have a treasurer. And so they called me up and put my name down. But, you know, we have been all along, my wife is one of the packing leaders, very surprised at the extent of the problem in Kittery and it was something we could do something about.
I'm Edith Niles, Edie Niles, and I worked in the schools for 25 years here in Kittery. And I did see some hungry children. And I'm here today just to support the program because I think it's an excellent program.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we have too many that need it, but hopefully we can eliminate some.
Yep. Okay, thank you very much. Okay.
Hi, I'm Linda Walton, and I live in York now, but do live in Kittery. And I taught here for many years and grew up here. And the retired teachers work on this particular day, so I enjoy coming and helping out the children. I taught kindergarten, so I saw a lot of the hunger at the beginning stages.
And what happens when a child is hungry when they come to school?
Well, they don't pay attention, but sometimes they misbehave, sometimes they're very lethargic. They just appear needy in various forms,
Right.
you know, through their behavior.
One very good reason. I taught school in this system for 27 years. Actually, children are the main focus of my life, always have been, always will be. And to realize some of them are going hungry for a long period of time is an impetus for anyone to take part in something.
And you saw that in your classroom, right?
Yes, I did. Not to the extent, though, that I feel is happening now, or maybe we just didn't know about it.
Right.
Claire has brought a lot to the forefront to help us all out in understanding how important it is.
How are you doing?
Hi, my name is Rob Everly, and I'm the president and CEO of Bottom Line Technologies. Bottom Line Technologies is a global payments, invoicing, and business automation company with offices around the world. We're publicly traded with revenues of approaching $300 million and a market cap of over $1 billion. Our organization and I first found out about End 68 Hours of Hunger from a program in my local community. Even though it's a relatively affluent town, there were children in need in every town. And when I found out that this program was being run in my town, I said, well, I'd like to support that personally. I then found out it was in other towns around Bottom Line, and we started to support those. What came as a surprise, though, I thought it was a national organization. I had no idea that this was just something that Claire Bloom had started in Dover, New Hampshire. So we saw an opportunity to get behind this. Bottom Line Technologies will support the programs in any community. We have told our employees, if there isn't a program, a new program in your community, we will give $1,000 to that program to help seed it. And the response we've had is fabulous. We just had completed a food drive where there were probably 2 vans full of food that were donated by employees. Everyone can respond to the idea that no child should be hungry, and then we can eliminate hungry children in America, one school at a time.
The benefit for the kids here is very apparent. I'm always in touch with teachers asking them just that, what do they see? Overall, I can say that our kids in this program typically are forgetful, executive functioning skills are kind of low, they have trouble organizing, remembering things. They never forget to come to get their bag. This is a highlight of their week. They will remind their teachers and slip out of their class and come on down to do it. That tells us a lot right there. We do see more kids coming in on Fridays because they know they're getting this bag to go home, mostly Fridays. We see a brighter child on Monday mornings, definitely. That's very noticeable in classrooms. We have more and more kids who are living in homeless shelters currently, quite a few actually. And obviously it's a great benefit for those families to be able to bring something to contribute, for the kids to have a snack that they can put aside and bring into school. any number of reasons. But we do see the kids, not only just the food and the nutrition, but that connection, being able to come down every Friday and see me and have a few happy words and send them off for a great weekend. All those things are important for kids. To belong to anything is important to a middle schooler. And I think the kids feel really great about participating.
I just wanted to acknowledge you guys and let you know that I was at Somersworth Head Start, and a parent I walked in and I saw her in tears. She was very grateful. She explained to us that she's on bed rest, that she's pregnant. It was a surprise, but her husband was injured, and that he was taken to the hospital. He's been there for 3 weeks. He was the only worker in the family, so they didn't know where food would come. And she said that she felt so blessed to get the package every Friday, and that it was something that she knew the child would eat through the weekend. So I wanted you guys to know that it's a great blessing to so many. I know Somersworth Middle School, which I'm associated with. I've got some parents there that have extended, very grateful. They call the kids down at the end of the day on Friday. He has made it seem like they're in a club. So they just kind of call down, they put it in their backpack, and they leave. And a lot of them are very grateful. The parents have asked and said, where does it come from? And so I've explained that they're made. I've explained that different businesses have donated hours to deliver them. And that they're done weekly by multiple groups that volunteer to fill them. So I wanted to let you guys all know that Somersworth is very grateful for the program, and the parents are ecstatic over it. So I know you guys don't get to hear that a lot, so I want to make sure you guys are aware. It's a great program.
I'm George Major, an accountant, and my work is 100% appointments, and I can schedule time to come over here on a Thursday morning, and it makes me feel much better during the week.
Okay.
I'm one of 11 children, and fortunately we're all living. When I was younger, it had not been for other people in the community helping us out, it'd been tough. I was 8 years old, my dad had a broken back laying on his bed, and we had a choice. Beans, macaroni, or oatmeal. That was our 3 meals. They were staggered, but we had it rough. If it hadn't been for others helping us, it'd been a lot tougher.
And now you're in a position to help others.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Well, Claire, thank you so much for showing us the tour. And again, good luck on your mission.
Thank you.